Am I the butthole for being honest with my niece when she asked for my advice? I am gay and have been out of the closet for more than 15 years. My niece is a lesbian, and she came out a few years ago. She is 20 years old. We are close, and we talk a few times every month. Last month, she had called me and asked me for advice. She asked what my experience dating people still in the closet had been. I didn't think much of it. She has asked me about my experiences before. She wants to write a book about LGBTQ, and I thought it was mostly as material for the book. I was honest with her. It is hard to date someone in the closest. It is almost as if you have shoved some part of yourself back into the closet to not out your partner. I told her that I had seen many people who started their relationship while a partner was out and the other was still in the closet, but they were able to support each other and come out and get married and be happy together. I also talked about my experience dating a man who was in the closet, and he was an incredible partner, but he was not willing to come out at all. The best outcome I could hope for was to be roommate. After some time I started to feel more like a guilty secret that his boyfriend. I couldn't force him to come out, so I broke up with him. He had to choose between family and me, and he chooses family. Nothing wrong with that. I emphasized that it was about trust. If you trusted your partner to come out in time, it was worth it, but if you had doubts about it, if they could ever build a life together, then it is better to break up with them. My sister called me and shouted at me for projecting me experience onto her daughter. She seems to have broken up with her girlfriend who is still in the closet. I didn't even know she had a girlfriend. She accused me of poisoning her mind. I feel a bit guilty as my opinion is jaded by my experiences. Had I known she was asking about her own relationship, I would have been a bit more cautious with my words. Not the butthole. Your niece is a grown adult woman and your sister needs to butt out of her relationship with other people. This obviously weighed heavily on your niece, and she was leaning towards leaving her partner anyways and wanted your opinion. Albeit she asked by being sneaky XD. Your sister didn't obviously understand what happened. You were asked for advice and you gave it. Your niece holds in high esteem your advice, and she made up her mind about a situation that was troubling her. She was in doubt of her relationship before she asked you and she sought you out. I say not only you're not the butthole, but you seem like a fantastic uncle. She's lucky to have someone that loves her and that has traveled the path she's on. Yes, so much this. People underestimate the difficulty of young people looking for honest and mature advice. Overcoming their own barriers is hard enough, then they need to find somebody close to them whom they can trust to be honest and sincere and willing to listen, which may not be easy in some families and situations. Original Poster has done the right thing, and it is honestly great to hear Uncle's stories like this. Sad that your sister does not understand your viewpoint. Hopefully she will over time. The niece/daughter also obviously asked Original Poster without giving him the information about her relationship for a reason. She wanted his unbiased and unfiltered advice/answer. She didn't want the sugar-coated everything will be sunshine and rainbows false niceties that someone may give her to encourage her to stay in a relationship. She's an adult. She had enough doubts to ask for advice from an experienced and honest person who has gone through the similar, and she made a choice about her own relationship without anyone else's tiptoeing around or their input. I think it was very mature of Original Poster's niece to handle it this way. Original Poster, you are not the butthole, and PLS keep being a wonderful source of support and love for your niece. Sometimes people seek advice when what they want is permission. It's difficult to grant that to ourselves, so we seek validation from outside. The niece knew what she needed to do, but wanted someone to confirm that she wasn't crazy, especially if friends and immediate family were going to try to talk her out of it. Honestly, while talk with Original Poster probably pushed it over the edge, this was clearly something niece was already struggling with, or she wouldn't have even asked the question. If anything, she may have just been looking for confirmation that it was okay to break up with someone for being in the closet. Being sneaky may have been the only way she thought she could get an honest opinion. So often we don't give our real honest advice to people we care about because we don't want to hurt their feelings. 100%, not the butthole. Mostly because what you wrote sounds completely logical and in both parties' best interest, and you technically didn't provide any advice, guidance or recommendations offered with regard to prudent future action. She asked about your experience and you shared information about your experience and your relevant thought process. At no point did you give any recommendation about what she should do, mostly because you didn't know the situation, because she purposefully didn't tell you. I guess the only other relevant framing for this decision would be will they ever come out of the closet, but that's basically unknowable. I think asking yourself will this be enough in 2/5/10/20 years is worthwhile and valuable. Who knows? Maybe she'll come out one day, and they'll get back together? Maybe she'll say your niece breaking up with her was the catalyst that gave her the strength to eventually come out? If that happens, please record the epic I told you so you get to drop on your sister. Which was the best way to ask her uncle without getting a biased opinion? By asking the way she did, she got a super honest analytical view. Not a view coming from a concerned uncle trying to give relationship advice. How dare you give my daughter relevant advice based on your life experiences? Not the butthole. Your sister is wrong on 2 counts, jumping to conclusions about what you said, and trying to control how you communicate with her adult daughter. You did nothing but answer a direct question honestly. Original poster did not poison the niece's mind. She is an adult who did her research and made an adult decision. Who's to say that what original poster shared was even the part of her decision making? There was most likely other factors contributing to the breakup. But even if what he said influenced the breakup, so what? I mean, the purpose of getting advice from someone you trust is presumably because you have a situation in your own life that it applies to, and you are already considering doing that thing. So if that conversation was the thing that pushed her to make the decision, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, it is wise to talk to people you trust, people who have some lives experience. If something they say resonates, then good. She is allowed to want to be with someone who isn't in the closet. She's allowed to break up with someone for pretty much any reason. The purpose of dating is to determine if you are compatible. Once you realize you are not compatible, the right thing to do is to break up. Yeah, it's like you said, she was already considering it and clearly leaning heavily on it, or she never would have asked about it before following through. It was the niece's decision through and through. I'm guessing that it's because she liked her daughter dating someone in the closet because then other people wouldn't know about her relationship. Could mom not be completely on board with her daughter being a lesbian? Not the butthole. Your niece came to someone she trusted for advice. It was you, not her mother. That says something. To be frank, it's probably hard to ask your, presumably, straight mother what it's like to date someone in the closet. But original poster is by default a much better person to ask than her mother. Original poster has life experiences in this bracket, mother probably does not. The mother doesn't sound like a homophobe or anything either. She probably just liked the girlfriend. Your comment is moot point laughing out loud. Yes, let me ask the straight adult woman on how to date someone as a LGBTQ person. Seems very wise. Especially since that straight woman would advise staying in a relationship that doesn't meet her daughter's needs. It would not be at all unheard of over in the just no side of Reddit for a mom who is only surface level accepting to be really fond of a closeted girlfriend, because so long as a lesbian daughter is dating a girl in the closet, she can't be any more overtly out with their relationship than her girlfriend is. If she dates an out and proud girl instead, then suddenly mommy queerist has to figure out how to actually adjust to life as a P-flag parent, not just pay it lip service as if it's a phase her kid may grow out of. Source: have been on the end of this before as just an elder bi. Parents who seem really gay can still lose the plot when confronted with and now your kid is dating someone openly, who is out, and your friends and elderly relatives are going to see them in prom attire. A dear colleague once spoke to a kid about confidence and believing in yourself because they looked sad and were a nice kid generally, had no hecking clue they even batted for the side, and got it in the neck from a mom because apparently a pep talk about what a strong kid they were and the good things coming after middle school was enough to pop the closet door hinges. There's just no pleasing some parents. Not the butthole. This is a unique aspect of homosexual relationships that heterosexual people will never truly understand. Everything you said was right and honest, and it sounds like you handled it well. Unfortunately, your niece did have to learn it at some point. The sooner, the fewer heartbreaks down the road. After dating people both in and out of the closet and feeling the difference, I wish someone had given me a talk like you gave your niece. If she's 20, It's a lesson she would have learned from life sooner or later. Better you break it to her gently than her potentially have her heart shattered later. And again, there are some experience that het people just won't get. It happens, and you probably need to have a talk with your sister about that in case it comes up in the future. It isn't easy for a mother to learn that there's something she may not be able to help her child with, but part of being the parent of a LGBT kid is understanding that sometimes you won't always be able to understand. You did your best. That's all you could have done. Also, if she asked in the first place, that likely meant it was already bothering her. A breakup may have been inevitable regardless. It just may have been longer and more drawn out. Fellow gay man here. You're right, if one person is in the closet, it makes a relationship almost impossible. Not your place to force that person to come out, everyone needs to do it on their own time. The out person is going to be walking on eggshells trying to keep a secret. Especially hard for a person so young. It is absolutely her right to move on, if she can't or doesn't want to deal with that. Yeah, I wish I had a gay uncle to talk to me too. I wouldn't have made some mistakes, but that is life. Her mother should be happy and thanking original poster for being there. Not the butthole. I am a lesbian and have been out for 11 years. What you said is so true. I have had 2 serious girlfriends. Both were semi-closeted when we met. I was with my ex for 3 years. When it became painfully obvious that she was never truly going to come out, I had to make that really tough decision. I didn't want to be her friend or roommate. I wanted to be invited to work parties and barbecues as a partner. I was really hesitant when dating after that. I broke it off with a lot of women who were curious or just coming out. I didn't want to walk them out of the closet. It was really taxing to me. So when my current partner and I started talking, I was ready to throw in the towel again when she told me she had never dated a woman before. But to my pleasant surprise, she jumped out of the closet almost immediately after we decided that we liked each other. We now have a house and 2 dogs together, and have been going strong for many years. You gave your niece excellent advice. It doesn't matter if she's 20 or 40. Her mental health is important too, and it's very taxing dating someone at a different stage of life than you. Including coming out. Not the butthole. You were just being honest and giving her your experience. If she wanted you to be more sensitive, she should have told you what the question was actually about. Not the butthole. You didn't ask your niece to do anything. She asked about your experiences, and you answered honestly. Besides, she's an adult woman, and is responsible for her own choices. Not the butthole. I think your sister has overreacted a bit. Your niece no doubt wanted an honest opinion, and you gave it to her. It also seems like she already had basically made up her mind already, so I think she might have just wanted to confirm her own feelings about it all. Furthermore, she is an adult, so I don't think one can blame her decisions on you. I think it's been said that just one general conversation doesn't usually create a 180 situation. It was on the niece's mind already as a possible option. Not the butthole. Honestly, I'd sit down with your niece and check in with her to see how she was doing. I'd then set the table for future brain-picking sessions she may do by asking that she be upfront on why she was asking the things she was asking, and to make it clear that her not being open about her motives for asking for your experiences put you in a really bad position with her mother. Who honestly is overstepping as a mom here. What you did was been honest about your life as you saw it. You didn't tell her what to do. I don't know if her decision to break up with her girlfriend was rash or not, but we make mistakes in life. If this is one for her, hopefully she learns from it. Not the butthole. You say jaded, but you gave her both good and bad stories. Honesty is always best. Love, no matter what, is a risk. It requires vulnerability. You shouldn't cookie-cut your own experiences, but also remind her that her experiences will never be exactly the same as yours. As for the mother, her daughter is grown. You didn't go into the conversation with malicious intent. She needs to back off, father. Not the butthole. Not the butthole. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.